Hi Anti-Society, welcome back to the Antisocial Planet. Today we have a new Dreamcatcher comeback and I'm super excited for this. I have no context for what this is going to be about because I have been without internet for the last little bit. So I don't have any spoilers other than the thumbnail of this MV and some speculation of us in the Discord like a month ago when we were talking about whether or not there was going to be vampires in this comeback, which I mean, villain vibes, kind of a similar thing. So the only thing I have going into this of like my prediction is that we're going to get some amazing looks in this. Like I think they are going to look truly spectacular given the title of this track. And I think in the thumbnail we had Gia in Dior, which feels dangerous. So I'm so excited to get into this. I don't know what it's gonna sound like, but we're gonna listen to the song first and then we'll get into the MV because it's gonna be too much for me, but it's gonna be too much overwhelming in a good way. So let's get into the song. We started off very suddenly. Okay. We started off suddenly with Dabi, which I don't even want to talk about what she looks like in this picture. All of them look fantastic. It looks a little bit funky, a little bit like more colorful. I don't know what's happening with Gio. I don't know why she's giving me that eye contact. Okay, let's do this. Sorry. Ooh, okay, like it's grungy in a way. Like it has this really dark and like slow beat to the percussion that's happening, and they have a bit of a grittier sound to their vocals so far. There's like a little bit of a kind of smoothing out because they don't have like a ton of grit to their voices in general, like normally, but we had it kind of smoothed out a little bit with Sua's part with like the layered vocals. So far I'm loving the confidence. Like there's a dark sound to it, but not in the same way that I've heard from their previous songs. Like there isn't kind of that dark gothic kind of feeling that I feel like their other songs have had, even in like the previous comebacks where there's this like underlying like lurking darkness, but there's kind of this epic scale to the feeling of the lead singles, whereas this one feels more contained. Does that make sense? Like it feels like a more like a smaller scale contained darkness, but I don't know yet. It's too early, I guess, to fully express what's going on with it. Ooh. I love that vocal runs. I'm sorry. I was focusing on Handong's beautiful vocal runs there.
OOTD, this my fashion. Shut up, no more questions. OOTD, this my fashion. Ready, action.
Wait, time out. Fun melodies here. I love when we had Yehyun coming in and having almost like a shouting feeling to her vocals. It just kind of made more of like a character part as opposed to like a vocal, which was a lot of fun. I'm malfunctioning a little bit with the production of this because there's this confidence in it. My brain can't fully put it all together. It's dripping with confidence. There's so much confidence. There's so much like swagger to this and control. And I feel like part of what I was saying where it feels like contained, I think there's like palm muting that's happening with part of the guitar. So it feels like this barely restrained energy. And I feel like that adds to the confidence and kind of the like subtle threat that's kind of lurking in the lyrical content of this, saying like they could pop off on you. They could if they wanted to, but they're not because they're ladies, right? Like they are proper, nice people. And that is why they're not doing that. But they could. And you should know that. Don't be deceived by the external image. They could mess you up if they wanted to. And they're just kind of letting that threat kind of linger there. Really cool, like, choices in the production. Like, it's so different than what I would have expected from a lead single from them. Love that part.
OOTD, this my fashion show.
I love Gio being here.
OOTD, this my fashion. Ready?
The vocals in the back are super cool too. Dami. I feel like every time Dami starts anything, I'm just like, I'm sorry, I have to go back and have that one more time. Love the kind of slides they're doing the vocals that are like buried in the production. There's like a ton of auto-tune to them, like a ton of post put on those vocals, so it really blends in to the production. Tons of English in this too, like really switching between English and Korean, which I think really fits with the fact that they have grown so much as a group, that they're hitting that international audience a lot more than they were before, like we had with Bon Voyage, where they did a whole English version of that track. So them getting to the point where they have all of these fans, I know that they did for a while, like they had a lot of people in the West that liked their music because of the rock sound. It translates a bit better to the Western audience than the Korean audience, or yeah, like South Korean specifically. I was gonna say like Japanese too, but Japanese has a ton of rap music, a ton of rock music. So I know that they had that audience for a while, but they really were trying to kind of like get their footing, I feel like, in South Korea, and now they're really switching between that English and Korean because it is a lot more accessible to a lot more people in the world, which I think fits. You know, they've grown a ton in terms of popularity, and I say that as somebody who got into them fairly recently. I can't say like super recently anymore because I've been listening to their music for a while now. You know, I'm one of those people that got into their music later in their career, and I feel like this era that they're going into is going to be super interesting for them. Like I feel like they've evolved so much that I really can't wait to see what they do with it, but I need Dami to like not come for me that strong. Oh, I'm not ready for the MV. Okay. Ooh. Okay, I'm loving Gio on this track. Like her voice, I love how we have like the darker tone. I loved when she came in for like the chorus, I guess. Like it's such a anti-drop that it's a little bit weird for me to like figure out like where the chorus is supposed to be and where like the pre-chorus is. I love her darker tone because I feel like Gio is kind of like, in my opinion, the queen of bridges for their songs, because she has a like lighter, brighter, more like innocent sound to her voice, and it contrasts beautifully with like the huge rise in sound and energy that we usually get with like the final chorus of their songs. So I love when she comes into the bridge because of that contrast, and it's a great way to really slow things down and get into that very like sincere, vulnerable, delicate place with the song. But I love getting to see her with this like dark, assertive tone with this song, and like there is this kind of like still that kind of breathy gentleness to her voice, but it has this command to it that I really love. I'm not even gonna talk about Dami's part because her voice in this, it's like almost like a whisper tone. Again, subdued. Like there's something where it's like they're containing themselves on this song, and I feel like that has its own confidence to it because they could go off, but they're not, because they don't have to. And I love that feeling of control in this, especially since I feel like we had so many epic lead singles with them in general, but like I only know the last couple of comebacks because I haven't gotten into like the Apocalypse storyline properly yet. So I only know like a couple of them. I know like Vision and Bon Voyage, but those are like these epic, big scale sounding lead singles. And then having this one be this very contained sound, I feel like shows how they're progressing in their music, how they're trying new things, and also how they have like, it's like so much talent with their vocals and the production that they choose that they're like, we can contain it. Like I feel like it's a lot easier to like do these huge epic show-stopping things because you just kind of put everything you have into it. It's way harder to like contain that energy and have the same confidence. Like it's so trippy, the sound of this though. Like I feel like I'm gonna have to listen to it multiple times just to pick apart all the little details in the production. But I love how much fun they're having with the vocals and like the layers in it. There's like almost like a layer that has a ton of post on it, and then like their cleaner vocal layered on top of it, and then there's all of these other little vocalizations being layered on. It's just like creating this really interesting sound. Oh my gosh, I love Gahyun's voice there too.
OOTD, this my fashion. Shut up, no more questions. OOTD, this my fashion. Ready, action. Don't you wanna feel it coming right? Champagne, look at my necklace, red in my black dress. I'm rolling, kissing the boxes, my colors are still so free. Celebrate 우리의 축제. Elevate 보다도 높게. Visualize 나를 더 표현해. Hypnotize 좀
Ooh, okay, now we're getting into some cool instrumentation stuff, but I love like the message of it too, of like, I feel like there is some more, and I mean this with love, generic imagery in terms of like success, but I feel like that is very intentional in this case because it's like being confident in exactly who you are. And I feel like it's almost like pointing out those more generic images to say like, yeah, you look at that and you see me as successful because I have those things that you see as successful. But really what I want to do is be more of myself. And like, I feel like this line here where it's like express myself for more, and like the celebration of that. And even them saying like, this is my fashion is like saying, you know, you can point out these things that are like, oh, you're successful because you have this and you have this and you have this. But for me, my success is the way that I make it. My success is judged by how I feel and who I am and how comfortable I feel in my own skin and in what I'm doing. That's where my success is. Does that make sense? Like, I feel like they're contrasting those two things of like, I feel like specifically when they're talking about like champagne and like cash in the backseat and stuff like that, where it's like, here's some things that are seen as being elite and successful. And yeah, I can have those things. But the main thing that's important is that I'm comfortable in my skin. I'm exactly who I'm supposed to be in this moment. And that's what makes me successful. And that's what makes me different from people who aren't succeeding. I hope I explained that well. I hope I finished my thought. I closed the circle on that one. Oof. Ooh, I love how breathy they're getting there. Like the way that Yehyun said priceless, like the way that she just put a ton of air into that. There was something about that. I was like, ooh. I mean, true. Where's the lie? Love how we like just sort of pass that around at the end too. It was like everyone gets their moment to kind of, I'm hoping, show off in some way. I'm hoping we get to like choreo. It's gonna be like focused on each one of them and they kind of get their moment to show off just how gorgeous they are. And I feel like that has to go beyond. I feel like that's kind of what I was trying to get with the differences of like material success and actual success of like they're not, I mean, obviously they're like gorgeous when you just like look at them, but you know, they're gorgeous because they're like these very genuine, nice, you know, people, and they care so much about what they're doing, and like that's what makes the connection there. So I hope that they get a really good moment with that, with like the MV and like choreo and stuff. I know that they've done some live performances already, so I really do want to check some of those out to kind of see what the choreo is like and how they kind of show off each of the members. I really love the trading off between them too. Like I feel like everyone, it could get a moment, right, in the live performance, but we have to check out the MV, and I don't think I'm going to survive because there's a ton of confidence coming off of just the song, and I feel like everyone's going to be coming for me a little bit. Are we in like a design office? We've got like a cute skeleton kitty happening over here. They almost look like movie posters, maybe? I don't know. I've never worked in an office.
OOTD is my fashion. Shut up, no more questions.
Ooh.
Unforgettable, I'm the future, so incredible. 남겨줄게, 더 큰 전율을, like the time lapse. Bet you remember me.
Sorry. I'm sorry. Sheehan, what's this? What was I supposed to do with this? Putting that question out there. Is this just to like remind me that I'm your wifey, or like what was the purpose? That's my question. Love the little overlay effects.
Unforgettable, I'm the future, so incredible. 남겨줄게,
It's almost like they're in a digital world.
like the time lapse.
Ooh, the like pink smoke is cool. Ma'am. I've seen her blue hair. No, okay, wait. We're going through it too fast, okay? Sua, the outfit. Where do I get one? I love this idea of them being like almost like this digital world, like they're being edited, or like they only exist in like this virtual place. I don't know if there's gonna be like storyline things. I really don't know anything going into this. I don't know any of the stuff that they did for like teasers, and I know that there was like this elaborate like puzzle thing, but I didn't get a chance to like fully dig into it because I was internetless, so I really don't have any context for like how much I was pulling out of this. But the blue hair, iconic. I have seen Yeon's bright blue hair. I think I've seen some of it on Weverse. I think I saw maybe a couple posts about it. We're going too fast through the looks. Handang looks gorgeous. Like this like pearl hat. It almost looks like a crown that she has. Queen behavior. Ooh, the pink hair. She looks phenomenal. Gayan, oh my god, Gayan has too much charisma. Too much charisma. How much do you think all these companies paid to be in this MV? Not to be distracted, but I know a sponsorship when I see one. Gayan looks so good with this like pastel pink hair. Like it's so soft, but there's something like grungy about it. And I feel like that goes with her outfit too, with like the distressed sweater. I'm focusing a lot on the fashion on this one, which I feel like is appropriate given the title of the track. But like I'm gonna have to like take screenshots because there's like outfit ideas here. Oh, the skirt too. Okay. Oh, those outfits. Oh, the like like outfits, like the more almost like business, it almost has like they have like the blazers, but they have the ball caps, and then like the controlled movements. I haven't properly seen the choreo yet, but there's got to be something that feels almost like voguing in it, you know, like there's something that feels like catwalk-esque, I feel like, in the song.
OOTD, this my fashion. Shut up, no more questions.
Ooh, that like silence. Are we fighting? Oh my gosh, the red hair, the curly red hair. My goodness, I'm getting distracted, but like, okay, Yehyun in this outfit, I'm not having a Damien part 2, okay? That's not what we're doing here. Xian with like the curly red hair? Okay. Are we fighting? We shouldn't fight. Friendship. Oh no! Friends again? Good. Because Yehyun needs to be bubble wrapped for her own protection. Does she have like a lip ring of some kind? Because if that's what we're doing, I'm gonna like get a headache or something. Okay. Okay. Ma'am. These pigtails though. I gotta go back, okay? I gotta go back for personal reasons. The pigtails, just her voice in this, like it has like this whisper quality. There's like a gentleness to it, but the lyrics have this like assertiveness to them. So like the contrast between what she's saying with like how softly she's saying it just hits. I'm not ready for like dance practice. Handang. Ooh, my goodness. I wonder if that's part of the choreo, is like the counting with the finger. I would get mixed up. I would not be able to do that properly. There's so many looks in this, which I know fits with the title, but like, goodness gracious, the amount of work that would have gone into this, like behind the scenes of putting this all together. Love how we're contrasting between like these really dark environments where they're playing with like the sources of light. Like we had the neon with Dami's part, and then in the stairwell there was like the spotlight with Ian and like all the darkness around that, and then contrasting that with like the lighter places where they're taking like these official like photo shoot kind of feelings, parts of it. So the contrast between those two parts. I also love that we're getting lots of different kinds of fashion, like the formal kind of like we had with like Handang before, where she had like the dress, and then we had like the business kind of blazer outfits, and then we have more like streetwear things. So there's like all these different kinds of looks with them. The like behind the scenes I really want to see, and also the like photo cards for this comeback are probably amazing, because I understand now. I heard before that there was like a ton of different versions of this album coming out, which just overwhelms me. I don't understand album versions. I want there to be one. You know, like I get too overwhelmed and then I can't make a decision, and then I don't end up buying an album. But I heard there were so many for this one, and I was like, why? But I get it now, because there's probably like a different version of the album depending on like the aesthetic, which is crazy. Like the amount of work that went into this, like shout out to the staff for this one, because they were working overtime to put this together. Especially like special effects and stuff. Guyan, please. Not you having a lip ring. I was already mad at Tommy for that. Does Guyan have like a nose piercing in this one? What? Oh, that was a bad screenshot. Absolutely not allowed. Ooh, love that move for Ride. Ooh, and the like flowing one for dress. Oh, I want to see a dance practice. I mean, I want to see a live too, but like I bet there's some wonderful little moments in the choreo for this. I also love that we got a crown now above them. Like they literally have a crown. Appropriate. Ooh, do we have like freckles put on? Yeah, I feel like I need to see all the pictures for this too. Like I need a lookbook for this one because there's too much going on. Also, I'm gonna have to like pause at some point. I'm gonna have to like go through this MV again and look at all of the graphics that are being put on because I feel like there's probably so many little like Easter eggs and stuff. And I probably won't get all of it because there is still a huge chunk of their discography and like their lore that I'm not a part of yet. But I feel like there's just like wonderful moments in it that I'm just like not gonna be able to catch. Absolutely not. Unacceptable behavior all around. You put a lip ring on Handong? What is happening? Why are they all? I knew I said that. I was like, they're probably all gonna come for me. And they are, but they don't need to like come for me that strong. Like I'm already in love. I'm already invested. You don't need to try this hard and yet not be trying at all. You know what I mean? Handong doing that move though. For like the like cruising part. Okay, man. This part. Agreed. She has a smile there. Oh. Oh dear. I mean, same dude, same. I also just feel like tipping over. I feel like they did something though. Why do we have to hurry? I do want to join the journey. Huh? What? I have a lot of thoughts after that, but they're not really coming together, which I feel like y'all probably understand. I'm gonna have to go through that MV so many times to find all the little things in it. One, I feel like they are in some kind of digital space because not only with all of the kind of digital imagery on it, but it felt like there were a few times where it like glitched out between them and like almost like a rig, which is usually what you get with like 3D animation. You'll have like a specific rig that's like lying underneath whatever you've had like kind of wrapped around your model. I feel like I'm probably talking nonsense to most people, but as someone who's done some programming and some like digital animation kind of stuff, that's where my brain goes. So it's almost like they exist in this digital, almost like AI kind of space. And then at the end, it feels almost like they're breaking out of it in a way. Like it feels like they kind of turned off whatever was focusing on them. I don't know if we were like unscrewing something or if we were doing something a little bit with a little more violence to it, but we did something that seems to have been a glitch in the system. And then saying like the computers where it says like we have to hurry or whatever, like, and say, do you want to come on the journey? It's almost like the program breaking out in some way. Probably gonna have to wait and see. Like I'm gonna have to dig through some of the other stuff that they've posted between like teasers and things like that, which I didn't want to get into because I didn't want to get like spoiled for anything. And I also didn't have a lot of time with internet before this dropped, so I didn't really have time to explore all the stuff, but kind of dig through that. And I feel like I'm pretty sure it's new lore. Like they've bookended the apocalypse story and now they're moving into something else. So there may not be answers to my questions yet. This may be a thing that we are continuing to discover and dig through. So I'm gonna have so much time going through this MV to find as many things as I possibly can, probably talking about them in my Discord, which is always linked in the description if you guys want to come over and like talk conspiracies with me. But I hope you enjoyed listening to that along with me. You can click this playlist to go see my previous reactions, or you can subscribe to see this next time I post a Dreamcatcher reaction, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.